So one thing I think about my GS1100E, it's got two things that stand out in my mind. It has iconic, it'll stand the test of time styling, and absolutely brute low-end torque power that's fun to have on any ride, any road, anytime, day or night. It's just an absolutely great combination. Here, the weather gets a little chillier every morning. We're dressing a little warmer and drinking more coffee, but we still want to get a ride every day. We got a little maintenance to do today before we ride, but we want to get out on the open road. To me, one of the things that's really exceptional about this bike is the styling. I always think the styling is among the prettiest, nicest bikes that I've ever seen, and of course that's just my opinion. And I like to maintain it. I like to keep everything clean. I like to keep everything as polished and new and looking as possible. I don't skimp on rubbing compound, polishing compound, wax. It doesn't matter, Meguiar's. I just want to have the bike as long as I possibly can. Keep it looking fresh and new and shiny. To me, that really makes a ride that much more special. Now, there's a lot of little things about this bike that you don't see right away, and one of them is the brute power. The first time I got on a bike, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and I got out on the open highway and said, let's see what this guy's got under the hood. I was really impressed, and I'm still impressed. And seafoam, by the way, for people that don't know, is a really good thing, especially in older bikes with carburetors. And you can read the directions on the label. And what I think is anytime you have a bike, here's the golden rule for me. From time to time, you leave a bike sit in cold weather, rainy weather, or over the winter, and it doesn't start right up for whatever reason. It doesn't idle correctly. A little bit of seafoam, and then go ride the bike. Ride out the tank of gas. Put fresh gas in it. Should be better. And Oscar, thank you for this. This is a great model. I have it on my office computer. So my thought always is, how does a bike get to be iconic? How does it get to be that wherever you go, people recognize this bike as being one of the real icons of the 80s? Now, one of the things that has made this bike so iconic to me, not only the styling, but the brute power of the engine and the longevity. To be an icon, you have to last through the ages. This bike is 43 years old, and I hope it's going to go on for a lot longer. And my son Craig is due to inherit it when I pass on. I hope he gets a lot of good miles out of it, and I've tried to maintain it and upgrade it, keep it in a polished, clean condition, running well, and always, when I go out on the open road like this, I think about how lucky I am to have bought this bike. And if you look close here, you can see the lakes are starting to freeze up. Well, this is just part of living in this part of the country. It's starting today. Now, it's not only that this motorcycle makes, I call it brute power. You could call it whatever you want. It's not the total amount of power it makes, but it's how it makes it. Down low. You can ride in any gear. It's got great low-end torque combined with absolutely beautiful throttle response. And it's a rare combination to get all of those in one package. And then to have it, that Suzuki got it right so many years ago. I always have to just take my hat off to the engineers at Suzuki. And the iconic styling in the world, if you don't have an iconic engine, a bulletproof engine that in its time was one of the most sought after engines if you were building a drag racer, that engine is iconic too. Just a random thought I had today about whenever I post up a GS video in particular, I always get people that say, oh, I'm so sorry I sold it. I wish I could get it back. And to be honest, I can really sympathize with that. But I often wonder how many people, I tried to do this over my lifetime, it never worked out. Keep track of the people that bought bikes from me. Any bike I ever sold was in pretty good condition. And see where did it wind up. And from time to time I would find out, a year after I sold a bike, oh, so-and-so did this, or he didn't like it, or he liked it, or he loved it, or he married it, or what. But it's funny, I wonder, some of the bikes that I sold, I know Ray still has my race bike in Florida. I know other people that have bikes I've sold. Now look at the bright sun hitting the leaves, the autumn leaves, and reflecting in the engine. If that isn't an iconic picture. Wow, I didn't realize that picture was going to come out like that when I took it. Now, I always remember the day I bought the bike at Westwood Suzuki, and I think the people at Hank and Barry, they knew I was kind of a sucker for Suzukis at the time, and they had the demo model, of course, and I already had a 1000 that was 2 or 3 years old, maybe 2 years old. They handed me the key, take a little demo ride. Well, I didn't get far, and I knew I had to have one, and it is one of the favorite memories of my life. When I went home and started thinking about what could I sell, what could I get a second job, what could I rob a bank or start doing something, and I did sell a lot of stuff. I scraped up the money and I went down and got me this bike that I've had for 43 years. And I do remember when these bikes were being reviewed, when they were new in magazines. That was in the day when we really had paper magazines. It was pretty cool. And they used to go on and on about how comfortable the seat is. Now, Karen always tells me of all the bikes that I have, she thinks styling-wise, this is the most beautiful bike. And she's a trained artist. And I love that color. And if there ever was an iconic sound, the sound that comes out of even the stock mufflers, and some of the ones with aftermarket exhausts, or this exhaust is an 86, but the sound that comes out of the engine is just beautiful. And all that polished aluminum glistening in the sun. Every time you go to take a picture, you have to be careful. The sun isn't reacting like a mirror back and ruin your picture. What a beautiful bike. I love it. So iconic styling, iconic power, iconic sound, and there's a lot of reasons to like this motorcycle. I'm so glad I have 2 of them in my collection, and I'll have this till I die. Just one of the little mods that I made over the years. I have EBC rotors, thank you Pokey, steel brake lines that I got from Joe Padula, and a great idea that Dallas gave me for, he has 2 GSs of course, and that replacing the back disc with a spare front disc that I had saves a few pounds of unsprung weight and works perfectly. And if you replace the front discs, you already have a free back one. So it's a really good mod to make, and the upgrade to the brakes, to me, worth every single penny. like most about this bike is it does so many things well. In every way, it's comfortable. It gets really good mileage for a bike this good. It's good if you have a passenger. And the styling always is the cherry on a sundae. And if you look at the lakes, and this is one of the ones north of where Rutherford is, they already have the ice starting. Now, again, there's so many things that I think the bike does well, and it suits my needs. I like to get on a bike and not have a backache after 3 or 4 hours, not have sore shoulders or wrists, and I want to always be comfortable when I'm done with the ride. Joe Padula said something interesting. He's finished his restoration. We went out riding together with the two GSs, and he said the bike is as comfortable as his brand new BMW touring bike. That's saying something. And of course I have 1640 gearing with a 530 chain conversion, and that has worked so well because I have to ride out to this riding area on Route 80 every time I ride. And one of the very few things I wish Suzuki had done better or different was to make the airbox and pulling the carburetors off the bike just a little bit easier, just a little bit. So I'm trying to take some nice pictures with the scenery that is available, and on this picture, look at that red. It looked like the sun fell out of the sky here. I don't know how that happens. I'm sure it's an optical illusion. And as a free bonus, having historic plates, it's historically registered. What it means is it's basically a free bike for the rest of my life. Never have to pay to register the bike again. That's good. Well, at least one thing today, the leaves seem to stay on the side of the road. I didn't hit a lot of patches where there were leaves blowing out into the road. And boy, that's a giant big advantage. And kind of a little sad note, I wonder how many bikes over the years were very close to becoming iconic, but they just had one fatal flaw. This one doesn't. Another thing I really like, the way they have the instruments that you can actually see them without bending over or squinting. Classic instruments. And back in the 80s, they still hadn't started making bikes out of plastic and covering everything with flat black plastic parts. They actually left some aluminum showing, and if you wanted to, you could polish away and make it as shiny as anything. One of the only problems was we started out at 40 degrees. Up here, up north, it's probably more in the very high 30s, but it never really warmed up today. But it doesn't seem to matter warm or cold or somewhere in between. Going through the gears or holding that throttle wide open, there's just no way that isn't fun. No matter what bike you like best, it's fun. And at the end of every ride, I just think how lucky I am to have this bike now, 43 years. Just to me, I would have never seen that coming in 1982 when I bought the bike. I had no idea this would be a giant part of my life for 43 years. That's something to think about when you buy your next bike. Anyway, it's time to get back to the farm. So we had a good ride today. It was really cold. Up north, it's even colder. The lakes are starting to freeze up. What can I say? Winter's coming. It's definitely coming. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very, very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click. And it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen playlist. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.